It has been a while since we have done a Royal Rumble match, and brace yourself if you have not seen one of these, because this is the funniest video game that I have ever seen. Here are the rules of the game. So basically, two are going to start in the ring at the same time. Then at 30-second intervals, someone new is going to come in. I spun a wheel to determine random positions, 1 being the unluckiest spot and 20 being the luckiest, because you have to last just shorter amount of time at 20. So the only rule is if you go over that top rope that you see and both of your feet hit the floor, you are eliminated. Last one standing wins. So let's take a look at our first entrance. The music plays, and who in the world could this be? It's gonna tell us in a second here. Once his nameplate pops up, let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, Elijah Gonzalez has pulled the #1 spot, the statistically hardest spot to win a match from, and here's why. Think about this. He is gonna enter along with someone else, then they have to last all 18 other 30-second intervals. And all other 19 people have to be thrown over the top rope with both feet hitting the floor for him to be declared the winner. So he has a tough spot ahead of him, a tough challenge. You see him with the Cavs jersey on, the Cavs uniform. Kind of ironic considering he didn't make the basketball team, but maybe he'll use that to his advantage. He'll play with a bit of anger going into this one. As Elijah's gonna step into the ring. Once the starting bell rings, you cannot exit. As he does that little movement, not sure what that is, but he's locked and loaded, and he's gonna face his opponent right now. So Elijah Gonzalez is gonna meet up with his #2 opponent. We get a dark entrance, and we are gonna get ominous music here. American Nightmare is what the Titantron says. The Jumbotron, whatever you want to call it. You see the American Nightmare, the red, white, and blue skull. Who can this be? And what does American Nightmare mean? Let's find out. Titus T has entered in at #2, and this is interesting. Elijah and Titus T, his alter ego, and 2 different people, separate people, are going to be starting this one out. Will they work together, or will they have beef? We're going to find out. Elijah, Titus T, that's our first 2, man, as Elijah is walking out. No, never mind, Titus T, my bad, because they're the same person, though. They're the same person. He's going to walk to the ring. Let's take a second to analyze what Titus T has decided to wear to this event. We know Titus T's a football player, but he went all out. He's got the helmet, pads, shoulder pads, knee pads, shin pads. He's got the gloves. He's got the jersey underneath. He's got the Titus T logo on it. He is locked and loaded. As the fireworks set off, he is really of high production value in this match. He's got the Titus T logo on the knee pads. He is ready, and if you haven't seen one of these, he has actually won 2 of these events before, so he is very skilled and experienced going into this one. So here we go, the Royal Rumble is underway, the Orlando Orbits Royal Rumble. There's the starting bell. Elijah Gonzalez with a blitz and a huge DDT that has him land straight on his head. Goes for a kick that's reversed by Titus T. Holds his head, picks him up. What is this move? He has him up, and all 3 ropes have banged against his head. He has no time to rest. You see that clock in the corner? That's going to tell you how much time's left before the next entrant. Titus T's putting him in a face lock of some sort. He escapes. #3 is Thor Campbell, and Titus T's just going to put him back into that submission. And Thor Campbell looks like he's just going to rest here, and he's just going to take a look. He's going to analyze the scene here before he blitzes Titus T with a drop kick to the face. They're going to fight now. Tries to drag him, a little elbow to the gut, multiple elbows to the gut. But now Titus T with the blitz. He's stuck between those ropes. Elijah sent into the corner, flies against the ropes, and now he's flying in midair before he takes Titus T down. The clock hit 0, and Mr. Elmore has entered the ring. So much happening already with just 3 people in the ring. The maximum amount of people that can be in the ring is 8. So just imagine what is going to happen by then. When you take a look at Mr. Elmore's attire, what in the world is he wearing? Looks like one of those movie set things, you know, and then he's got a snake helmet. You can really just pick anything to wear in this game. That's just a little interesting here. Titus T gets up. Mr. Elmore has absolutely slammed Elijah before Mr. Elmore gets thrown in the corner by Thor Campbell. This could be our first elimination. And ladies and gentlemen, Damian Tran, Lord Damian Tran, who has won one of these events before, has entered. And Mr. Elmore is going to save himself from elimination for now. Titus T locks him in, slams him to the floor. And Mr. Elmore in trouble again. You see Thor Campbell in the middle of your screen flying. He sends Titus T around. Can Elijah Gonzalez get that Mr. Elmore elimination? Check out Thor Campbell. Absolute power bomb. As the clock ticks down, 3 seconds left, 1 second left. Jeremy Medina in at number 8. My bad, number 6. He's going to slip under the ring any second. There he is. Titus T taking a rest down there. Thor into the corner. Baits Jeremy Medina into trying to attack him before he runs into an elbow. What is this? Flips! Lands head first onto the ground. Mr. Elmore's got Damian in a bear hug. So much is going on. Imagine what happens when the ring is full. Titus T with elbows to Elijah's face. Damian breaks out of the bear hug. And Titus T slams Elijah down. Clock ticking out, running out of time. Big Brody James in at the number 7 spot. Let's take a look. Russian leg sweep by Jeremy Medina. Brody is going to slip in. He is small. That was a little bit weird thing to say. Another sweep by Titus T. What a move. Grabs the lock, locks Thor in, and slams him down before Elijah absolutely punches Mr. Elmore. Take a look at this. Look at the martial art expertise and finishes Brody off with a knee to the face. Clock already ticking down. Time flies by when you're having fun. So much going on, and Blaze Preston has entered in the 8th spot. What has Elmore got in mind? Slams him down. And nothing fancy there, but Titus T, you see him in the corner. Jeremy trying to get the first elimination before a sunset, whatever that was. Thor Campbell drags Elijah down to the floor. Blaze takes Damian down. I'm having trouble analyzing. So you see Titus T on the offense against Jeremy Medina. Mr. Elmore down. The rest of them just in that little fighting corner there like a bunch of grapes. Damian, what is this? Mr. Elmore. And that could be Brody's end of days. Holy. He is stunned. He's going to be incapacitated for a while. Thor's got Damian in the corner. He's going to lift him up. He is struggling to get over, and he's thrown over. So Damian is your first elimination in this one. Hopefully Damian wasn't anyone's favorite to win. Titus T punching Jeremy in the face. The combo continues. Check out Blaze in that other corner, that back corner, absolutely ripping Thor down to the floor. Mr. Elmore is going to have a little fight session with his fellow D lineman Brody before Thor grabs him by the back. This could be it for him. Is Elmore done? And he misses. Meanwhile, if you take a look at that side, Blaze also got eliminated, so he is your second elimination here. That elimination was courtesy of Titus T, who absolutely cleated him in the face. I do not blame him. And he is doing push-ups. He is bored with the competition in the ring right now. Thor Campbell and him were the only ones standing up. Not anymore now. Jeremy and Brody up. Grapples. Jeremy reverses, and Titus T is going to take a little break in the corner. We got a little fight center in the middle of the ring. Elmore's got Brody up, slams him to the floor as the clock begins ticking down. Thor's going to throw Elmore over, but his feet did not touch the floor, so he can go back in as Janiel Cabrera enters as number 9. We are almost halfway through. Brody absolutely incapacitated again as Elmore slams Elijah down. I'm a little bit behind on commentary. There is just so much to commentate here. Let's take a little breather. Elmore slams Elijah down to the floor. He is the only one standing. Titus T back up, Thor back up, has him down, and Thor's gonna go right back down. Jeremy approaching Titus T. And Elmore absolutely slams Elijah Gonzalez down, but Elijah's not going to take that. Elbow by Elmore, grabbing, throwing. Elmore picks Elijah up by the neck as Lewis comes in at number 10. We are officially halfway through this Rumble here. Once again, the ring capacity is 8, so no one can enter until one of these people get eliminated. Titus T lifts up Mr. Elmore, slams him down, and then he's going to run over and slam down Elijah by his head. Picks up Brody James, that's Jeremy, punches him in the face. Titus T dragged into the corner, he elbows Thor. And a slingshot knee, what a move by Jeremy. So much going on, I know I've said this before, but this is just action-packed. As Jeremy throws Lewis, who seemingly just slipped in without a trace here. And Jeremy's going to have him up. This could be a possible elimination attempt. Is he going to last? But take a minute to look at Brody, who is taken in by the ropes and slammed down by his neck. That is Big Brody James eliminated courtesy of Elijah Gonzalez here. Elmore into the corner. He's in trouble as well, but he saves himself last second. So someone next after this next 30-second interval is free to enter this Royal Rumble. So much action, even though one person left, there is still so much going on here. Titus T absolutely putting a beat down on Thor and super kicks him out. Thor Campbell was a favorite to win this, but unfortunately, that is going to be an elimination courtesy of Titus T, and he is fired up. Titus T is going to spring off the second rope and absolutely destroy Elijah. He could be on the ground for a while. Joniel Cabrera is in trouble, getting punched by Elmore a second time. And the game glitches a little bit, but Joniel Cabrera was absolutely socked in the mouth and thrown right off. You can see him on the other side of that ring. He is out of here. Elmore and Titus T battling it out here. Titus T's gonna lift him up, slam him down, and Lewis hits him in the helmet. That might have hurt Lewis more than Titus T with that helmet on. Takes him down to the floor, stomps on the elbow. Once again, so much going on. Clock counts down from 10, and soon in 5 seconds we are gonna get our next entrant, Lewis and Elijah, simultaneously beating up on Jeremy. Here's Anthony Costello in at number 11 as Elmore is still dealing with Titus T in the corner. Who does Anthony choose first? He goes after Titus T. Maybe not the best plan. He's been the offensive MVP here in this one. As Elmore is thrown over the side, he is still in, but maybe not for long. Gonzalez, neck breaker, and he is able to throw him out of here. Elmore gone here. Are counting down, 5 seconds left until our next entrant is in. Mr. Elmore, a tough defensive tackle. Kevin Luke, and he might very well tower over everybody in the ring here. And he does. He is a monster in there. Titus T throws out Jeremy Medina over there in the corner. Kevin Luke's got Anthony loaded up and clotheslines him over the top rope. He had just entered moments ago and it's already done here. Kevin Luke could be a threat going into this one. Anthony looks up and he cannot believe that he has been eliminated so fast. Titus T ducks under Elijah, slams him down, and he is going to be down for a while at that. And if anyone's going to eliminate Kevin Luke, it's going to be Titus T. And Lewis tried to ambush him, but it didn't work. Brandon Polk now has entered, and he's just going to take a minute and survey the scene here before he goes after the smart decision of the incapacitated Elijah Gonzalez, slams him down. Titus T is going after Lewis with a great reversal there as he's been one of the only people to take down Titus T. Brandon and Elijah going back and forth here, reversal after reversal, and they're going at it punch for punch before Brandon is dragged over to the side as Hector Leon enters at number 14. Can Lewis get the elimination over Brandon? Elijah's gonna help with him, and Hector has approached Titus T, and he goes for a kick, but it's immediately blocked, and he is gonna pay the price. They both go for a spring off the top rope and land horribly, and Elijah Gonzalez takes advantage of that. He is down on the floor. Hector hasn't even been in for 30 seconds. Titus T, is this it for him? He's gonna try to push him out, but Titus T is hanging on for dear life. So we haven't brought this up yet, but number 1 and number 2 are still in the ring. The hardest job is to win as a beginning spot, and both of them have not been eliminated yet. Titus T stays in as Brandon absolutely destroys Hector. So in all the action, I forgot to announce that Holden Hunt has officially entered this contest. Hector is absolutely destroyed on that middle side of your screen. Brandon punching Elijah, but that doesn't last long. He's on the offense now. Titus T eliminates Louis LeBlanc Samar. That is what, his 3rd or 4th elimination here? Number 16, and the Joker has entered. Jake Layton is suiting up for a Royal Rumble, along with many others, such as who? Hector and Jake Layton have never entered a Royal Rumble. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple others. Elijah and Holden facing off in the middle of that ring. He is thrown into the corner. Hector Leon lining up Titus T, and Brandon prevents him from lining up the elimination. Wow. That could have been the first elimination here, and now Titus T is gonna get the last laugh, punishing Hector, just like all the rest of the opponents who have entered. Mason in here now. This has got to be the tallest guy that we have seen in the Rumble yet, and he's gonna start off by kneeing him in the back. What a move to start his runoff. And now Titus T gonna go to work on Mason. And no, that's Jake Layton. Jake Layton slips out of the way, though. They both have gray shirts. I think that's why I mixed that one up. Mason significantly taller, though, and now the 2 gray shirts are gonna clash. And Jake Layton turns Mason inside out before Elijah and Jake Layton are going to go at it. Number 18, not too many more entrants here. Grant Elmore comes in with just 2 people left. A pretty good spot. Pretty good. As he's going to line up Holden and slam him to the floor. Brandon now takes down Mason. And check out this move by Jake Layton. But Titus T, as always, is going to duck another move. Titus T is definitely the offensive MVP in this one, but it means nothing if you can win it. Brandon grappling Holden and just taking him down to the floor before he moves on and throws Hector across the ring. And now Grant Elmore is Titus T's next victim as he is taken down, just like basically everyone else who has entered this match. And he is drop-kicked by Titus T. Elijah is drop-kicked. And both of them are still in this, but number 1 and number 2. And for those who are not usually watching this, this is a rare occurrence. You know, we usually see them gone fairly quickly. There is 8 people in the ring, so those last 2 are gonna have to wait for a while. Brandon picks up Mason and just kind of drops him there. That was awkward. What a takedown by Jake Layton. And Brandon is just covering his face at this point. Elijah gets absolutely destroyed by Titus T. What else is new? Picks him up. That time it's Hector Leon, and look at that side. What a save by Jake Layton. So once again, at least 2 of these people are guaranteed to get eliminated here, as we have to make room for the final 2, number 19 and 20. Question is, which one of these 2 is it gonna be? Mason lining up for some sort of spinning kick. Didn't really hit all that well, though. Grant's got Hector, lifts him up. And what is this? He is just showing off, spinning him around, and he just drops him. And that might have been more effective than any other move he could have done. Jake Layton's got Titus T up on his shoulders, and Titus T is gonna break away. Titus T has absolutely been tearing the competition up before he gets another elimination in Jake Layton. But hold on, Hector has him over. Could this be it? Drags him. All he has to do is slip him off under the apron. Titus T gets back in. At this point, I just don't see someone who can realistically eliminate Titus T. Grant Elmore just basically cuts Holden's throat off. That was a nasty move. Hector gets planted by Titus T. And, Holden with a move on Titus T. Hold everything. And he's going to slip under the ring before anything can happen further. Let's take a look at Brandon lifting up Grant Elmore in the back of your screen. And Grant Elmore is at it here. So Hector, he's going to grab Elijah. What a kick to the gut. Mason is just standing around with no competition, grabs Holden. What a takedown, and he's just going to spin around him, and I guess that was showing off. Punches Titus T in the back. That might have been the worst decision of the Rumble so far for him. Clock ticks down. We officially have room for the rest of the team to get in here, and Adrian Santana Fandino has entered at number 19, and Brandon has yet been another elimination victim of Titus T. You see Mason hanging on the outside. He slips back in from under the bottom rope. He bumps into Titus T, and Elijah Gonzalez looking to put an end to this monster once and for all. He's had 5 or 6 eliminations, and this is no different, but Mason clocks him in the head and just moves on to Hector. He might not even remember who he is at this point. Adrian dragging Mason into the corner. This could be an elimination. Picks him up. Is he going to raise him over the top rope, though? That is the question. Titus T slamming down Elijah, and now Hector trying to chop down Titus T. He can't even get him to fall on the floor. Meanwhile, our last participant has entered, Luke Schroeder, and take a look at this outfit. What is that? Elijah has been eliminated by Holden. What a progression. Finally, one of the first 2 have been eliminated. Meanwhile, take a look at Mason in that back right corner. He could have Titus T. This would be a huge thing. We've seen that Mason has gotten the best of Titus T thus far, but it's not enough to eliminate him still. Now Holden's gonna try, and he's gonna pay automatically. Meanwhile, Adrian in the corner, Luke in that disgusting outfit there. He's gonna try to eliminate Adrian. So take a look at these final 6, folks, because one of these people will win the Royal Rumble. You have Titus T, who started the match, Luke, who ended the match, or not ended, but is the last person in, and everybody in between. Titus T finally kicking Mason and kicks him out. Another elimination, and that probably has to feel the best out of all of them for Titus T. That was his biggest opponent yet, and now Holden gets absolutely destroyed like everybody else. Titus T could have this on lock. He goes for Luke now, and Luke gets eliminated. That could be an 8th elimination, but Hector with the ambush, and Titus T is gone out of nowhere. We are down to 3 in the Royal Rumble match. Ladies and gentlemen, one of these 3 will win everything. Hector Leon, Holden Hunt, Adrian, who could be eliminated, and he's gone. Holden and Hector. And they are going to have a little standoff. This is what it comes down to in the Royal Rumble match. 1 winner, 2 people in, though. Hector with a great takedown. He's going to pick up Holden, stay on that offense. And he hits him with his knees, and he tumbles to the ground. Both are down. Hector looking like he's going to try to get up first. He does. Picks up Holden. Tries to stay on the offense. He's going to throw him over. And what a save by Holden Hunt. He keeps on. Both feet did not hit the floor. Hector's going to stay on the offense. They bump into each other. He's going to try to drag him again. He's gonna carry him, and if he throws him over, it is done. Will he do it? He's over the top rope. Do both feet hit the floor? No, Holden Hunt is just gonna barely save it again. Grabs Hector by the side, drags him by the head, grabs him, takes him, flips him over, and both feet are done. Holden Hunt has won the Royal Rumble match, and he cannot believe it. I believe he was in at the 15 spot. So that is what got it done. Ladies and gentlemen, what a match. And we got a lot to do. Let's get to the baseball game. And eventually, the Orbit Super Bowl.